executive chef at EC3, Early College and Career Center. And on this episode of EC3 Really Cooks, my students are getting ready for a catering job. So today they're getting ready to make steamed Boa Buns, Thai chili with a peanut sauce, crab rangoon with a sweet chili sauce, Hawaiian pork sliders, and dates filled with chorizo and goat cheese. Now that sounds like a whole lot, and it kind of really is, but we're going to get everything prepped up today. You're going to see all the hands and feet that really do most of the work around here. And then tomorrow I'm going to come in, I'm going to get some stuff finished up, and then we're going to get it sent out. So honestly, I'm going to be real with you here. We've catered every day this week, or prepped for some kind of catering every day this week. So we're all a little tired, we're a little slow moving today. But we've got a whole lot of stuff to get ready. You're going to see the kids in action, doing what they do. They've done fantastic work all week this week. We've got some stuff that we're going to actually cook, some stuff we're just going to prep and marinate. You're going to see them cutting and dicing and measuring and getting stuff wrapped and all that kind of stuff. So it's going to be a good episode. It's going to be fun-filled. We're going to be right in the meat and potatoes of what really goes on in our kitchen. And you'll get to see the kids in action, which is really where the magic happens.
Why do you have so much green onion? I love the cup. How we just do?
We are making Thai chicken. Satay.
I'm sorry about that. I was explaining to students. You said
We are making Thai chicken.
Thai chicken. What's this mixture that you're making?
This is a peanut sauce that will be cooked and then cooked along with the chicken.
I think you meant Thai chicken.
Did I say Thai?
You said thigh, like thigh.
Yeah, that was my bad. Yeah.
Although I think you're also using chicken thighs.
Yeah, that's why we're using chicken thighs.
And what goes into this recipe besides chicken?
So for the chicken, there is a dry marinade that we have. Is it dry? No, liquid. And in it is chili pepper, or what is that? What is that called? Chili paste? Chili paste, curry powder, salt, condensed milk or coconut milk, and I think that's it, yeah.
All right.
And then we put the chicken into the marinade, wrap it up, it's right there. And then now we're making the peanut sauce to cook tomorrow. And it is peanut butter, coconut milk, more chili, I keep forgetting the name of it.
Chili paste?
I think it is a paste.
Chili paste, salt, a little bit of curry powder, and I think that's it.
And what's your name for us?
My name is Kyle. I come from John Hardin. I am junior. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much.
Get all the dishes washed. You're going to wipe everything down, get everything clean, and then we have to change out our sanitation buckets, okay? Any idea why? Because we have an allergy. That's why we did this first. That way we can get everything cleaned up. We can change everything out. Buckets need to be run through the dish machine. Cloths need to be washed. Or cloths need to go into the bucket at the end of the dish pass. And water needs to be changed, okay?
Yes, sir.
My name is Laylee. What grade is school? I go to North Hardin High School. I'm a senior this year. And pretty much what we're making today is just a sweet chili sauce recipe. It goes with our catering that we're doing today, which is just pretty much chicken skewers. We already have a peanut sauce made with it and everything. We're just right now letting the chicken marinate, and then soon enough, by tomorrow, we will have the chicken ready and the peanut sauce ready. Do you want me another honey? Yeah.
What goes into the sauce?
So pretty much the ones we're ingredients for this chili sauce is water, orange juice. Of course, fresh oranges are always good too. Honey, rice vinegar, a garlic clove, minced, or granulated garlic, chili flakes, depending on your desired level of spice, and then we're using kosher salt, or a tablespoon of sea salt, or cornstarch. podcast.
My name is.
Quit leaning on the table.
I'm the fastest man alive.
Be quiet. Leaning what? Is the mic in front of us? So we got the water. We have the orange juice. Of course. 1/3 of a
My
cup.
life is that cake.
Ooh, you know, will you go get me one of those like the bigger size of the sauce things or whatever, so I can put this rice vinegar in there? Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, and you're only doing this thing. You're not gonna do it like only twice or anything. Now, doing that in there for like a minute. You wouldn't know about it. So you're just doing it in the whole area. Outside of that. Yeah. Last year, the cup, he was saying there's a cup. Oh, that's okay. Well, I'll make mistakes, we never do it again.
Reminds me of Christmas. This rice vinegar smells like Christmas.
So, crab rangoons, we got the recipes right here. So far, we got working on the green onions right now. She's got all the fancy stuff. Soy sauce. Field sizzle is working on one. Call it Worcestershire sauce. We don't really know what it is. Worcestershire. I don't know. We got half a teaspoon of garlic powder, and then we're gonna need wonton wrappers.
Hey, can I get that cream cheese once you're done?
We fry these tomorrow. So
Yeah.
then we need 5 ounces of crab. It's the best part. You need milk.
Yeah.
Working on over here with the crab.
Oh, we're laying it right now.
We are laying the crab to make sure it gets to 5 ounces.
Why is that important?
The exact measurements are important to make sure you get the right outcome in a dish.
And we don't have enough crab.
It's portion control.
Alright guys, we're back in there. We got all of our crab rangoon filling made. Alright, now we're going to work on our dates, stuffed chorizo, and goat cheese. So you're going to get dates from the box over there. They've already been fitted, so the pit's taken out. Then you're going to have to slice your dates. We're going to slice them long way, kind of pinch them through. We're just going to slice them and get our chorizo and goat cheese mixture made. We'll get everything fried up tomorrow. We'll get the stuff wrapped in bacon, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, slice, and then we'll get our filling made. You all can go ahead and use your bacon slice. You did 6 pieces, cut in half. Make sure you got toothpicks. You don't have to remember toothpicks. We've got plenty of toothpicks. But just make sure your dates are sliced, your chorizo and your goat cheese is prepped. Let me grab the chorizo. Hold on. So our chorizo, there's only 2 packs. So our chorizo is already in the link, so you're going to have to cut it out of the skin. You're going to have to measure it and weigh it just like everything else we do. You get 3 ounces, crumble it up, make sure it's all mixed up real good. I mean, look at this. Do we got to cook it first? Or I may have you all stuff. No, I have to cook it. We have to cook it. Okay, I lied to you all. That's why we read the recipe all the way. See? I fussed at y'all about reading the recipe and I didn't read it all the way. Actually, I read it like 4 times. Slice your dates, measure out our 3 ounces of chorizo, our 2 ounces of goat cheese, and get our bacon sliced. So get all the pieces together, get it meased up, and then I'll get it all put together tomorrow. That sound good? Yes, sir. Goat cheese is over there. Here's our chorizo, bacon's over there. Recipe, I need one group to volunteer to double our recipe. All right, Alex's group is taking care of that. Perfect. That is child nutrition's.
12.
So is the pure fat content of the pork itself acting as a binder?
Yes, it's going to be a binder as well. So it's like an 80-20 mixture, but it's more like an 85-15. And it's already got enough fat content in it. So when we freeze them and everything, it's going to have a good swell in the end. So when we get ready to fry them. Char.
I know they're pitted. I did make sure they were pitted.
But you don't know if they're like sliced.
Ooh, we can make sticky chocolate pudding. Whoa. So I'm having a moment there. Yes, they are pitted. They are not sliced.
Okay, so you're going to have like 2 groups that slice them.
Yeah, and know that we're not all the way, well, I guess all the way through, because we're going to wrap them in bacon.
So what are y'all getting into now?
So we have to make dates stuffed with chorizo and goat cheese, and then they're going to be wrapped in bacon. So we were checking our dates to see if the dates were good. No, we were checking our dates to see if they were sliced already, because we got to get these sliced, and then we'll have to get our filling made up and all that good stuff.
And what exactly is a date for those who may not know?
A date's a lot like a prune. They actually make, I would eat them stuffed with goat cheese. I would turn them into a sticky toffee pudding personally. That's just the baker in me. Which we may do that when we get done if we have enough dates left, which I'm sure we will. But these are dried, or no, I lied, these are fresh. They're a chewy, kind of have the texture of a raisin.
But just bigger.
But they're bigger.
And they have a seed inside.
Yeah.
They don't have a seed.
Yeah, these are pitted. The seed's already taken out. That way we didn't have to worry about that. Take out one extra step. So. All right, guys, raise your hand. We got all of our crab rangoon filling made. All right, now we're going to work on our dates stuffed with chorizo and goat cheese. So you're going to get dates from the box over there. They've already been pitted, so the pit's taken out. Then you're going to have to slice your dates. We're going to slice them the long way, kind of pinch them through. We're just going to slice them and get our chorizo and goat cheese mixture made. We'll get everything fried up tomorrow. We'll get the stuff, wrap and bacon, all that kind of stuff.
You just want them sliced like that?
Yeah, slice, and then we'll get our filling made. You all can go ahead and get your bacon sliced. You get 6 pieces, cut in half. Make sure you got toothpicks. You don't have to worry about toothpicks. We've got plenty of toothpicks. But just make sure your dates are sliced, your chorizo and your goat cheese is prepped. Let me grab the chorizo.
How many dates?
Hold on. So our chorizo, there's only 2 packs. So our chorizo is already in the leek, so you're going to have to cut it out of the skin. You're going to have to measure it and weigh it like everything else we do. You get 3 ounces, crumble it up, make sure it's all mixed up real good. When we look at this, do we got to cook it first? Or I may have you all stuff. No, I have to cook it with you. Okay, I lied to you all. That's why we read the recipe all the way. See? I was talking about reading the recipe. I didn't read it all the way. Actually, I read it like 4 times.
How dare you?
Slice your dates, measure out our 3 ounces of chorizo, our 2 ounces of goat cheese, and get our bacon sliced. So get all the pieces together, get it meased up, and then I'll get it all put together tomorrow. That sound good? Goat cheese is over there. Here's our chorizo, bacon's over there. Recipe, I need one group to volunteer to double our recipe. All right, Alex's group is taking care of that. Well, folks, as you can see, they're still kind of back there working. They're wrapping our dates right now. They're wrapping up our day, if you want to say. So, my kids are laughing at me at my corny jokes. It's okay. It's always corny around here. So this has been it for another episode of EC3 Really Cooks. As you can see, we're catering like crazy. So if you have any catering needs, just let us know. And if you need anything, holler. And I'm Keisha Pitt, Executive Chef at the Early College and Career Center.